Dennis Cappel here, and this horse just came in, and this, you're going to see this video first. I just worked her a minute ago when we filmed it, so that the next video you see is going to be of her working. But I wanted to talk to you a little bit. Before I took her off of this and went out there and worked her a little bit, she was uptight. She was standing here pawing, couldn't hardly stand still. And with a little 10-minute conversation, now we've got this attitude here. So when you're watching the next video, I want you to watch for the changes that take place. The changes are what makes anything work. If you keep doing the same thing and you're not getting any changes, you're not making any progress. So watch closely the changes in this horse's attitude towards me as she goes through that work. And notice when I quit, I only worked her 10 minutes. It was my first exposure with her, because I felt like that was a very good place to quit. She came around and had a change in attitude. She had a complete change in disposition, was doing everything I asked her to do. So at that point, especially the first time, I think it's always a good time to quit when you arrive at that. You can do too much groundwork. You can you can numb them into dreading seeing you come. If you just keep after them, bore them with repetition and over and over. You know, how long could you talk to a person that just kept repeating the same sentence? The only sentence they had in their vocabulary was one sentence, and they just kept saying that one sentence, kept saying, you'd want to just reach up there and slap them, say, wake up and come into reality, you know, because you're not saying anything. You're just saying words. And that's what groundwork is. That is simply repetition. That's what groundwork is that doesn't have a purpose behind it. That's what groundwork is that doesn't carry over to the back. You're better off to do nothing with them. So anyway, I wanted to give you a heads up of what you're getting ready to see, and give you an opportunity to really watch the changes, the subtle changes that happen, and how I respond to those changes. I thought you might find it interesting to watch the progress of this mare that came in for training. She's pretty typical of what I get in for training. She's got a little age on her. She's 4 years old and not broke to ride. And worse than not being broke to ride, she's been pat on and loved on. When I'm talking to you, I got to keep one eye on her, because see her looking that way and she's shouldered up to me. And if you get up around her face, you'll find that she has been fed treats pretty regularly. And in my opinion, what you end up with a treat-fed horse is a horse that is lacking in respect and just there looking for a handout, the only reason that they were there with you. So the reason that I tapped her on the behind there is because she was looking outside and she was pressing in on me. And if I just allow that behavior to continue when I've got a hold of her, she is step by step, breath by breath, establishing herself as the leader over me. So I've got to sort of draw a line here and get her to think about moving away from me before I can even start to have any kind of a conversation. Otherwise, she just pushes on you and walks around. So at least I've got her to acknowledge that I'm in the pen with her. If I don't do something about when I ask her to move back, and she moved back, she stepped into my picture, and that's what I wanted her to do. But when she moves, and I haven't told her to move, like there, that's her continuously making decisions on her own to walk away from me. So this is the beginning stage. This first day, she just came in. She's a nice looking horse, and probably got a pretty good disposition. It's hard to tell at this point. She's just nervous about her environment here a little bit. But the first thing that I've got to establish here a little bit is an element of respect, so I can have a chance to get her trained, and that's what moving her feet. Moving her feet will allow me to do that. As she's going around, I'm watching her posture, and she's looking away from me and leaning into me. Looking away and leaning in. And that's typical of a horse that is what I call high on trust and low on respect. So we're raising the element of respect for a human being in the eyes of this horse. Now, she's got a pretty nice posture right there. She stepped up away from me. See, that move right there meant something positive. When I move like that and she brings her attention back on me, that's something I can quit. That's something I can release to, because she's acknowledging that I'm someone or something that she needs to have some respect for and to pay attention to. Her only role at this point is to keep track of me. And when she loses track of me like she did right there, I'll do something to get her attention back on me. And that's good. That's a good change right there. You see, I don't want her afraid of this flag. I don't want her afraid of me. But I can't have her looking off and running over me. So this is the beginning stages. I'm going to ask her to come forward here. I've told her a couple times she was looking outside so she didn't hear. And when she went forward, she's going faster than I really asked her to go. That's normal. I mean, it's not what I want, but it's normal for them to do more than you ask them to do in the beginning. That's what I want her to do, just walk off. And I want her to stop right there and stay parallel to me, and see she's wanting to face up. There's nothing wrong with facing up, but it has to be when I tell her to face up, not when she wants to. When they're, like right now, she's just trying to face up to me. All I want her to do is stand there parallel to me. When she's wanting to face up, all she's really wanting to do is hide behind her shoulders. See, if she gets behind those shoulders and gets quiet there, she thinks she can hide out and do whatever she wants to do. I'm going to change direction here. Get her to move out away from me a little bit. I'm going to ask her to move her hip away this time. And when she moves that hip away, I want her to back up. That will establish that respect in a higher light. I'm going to send her on. I'm going to ask her to take her hip away here. Nice response there. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to give her a little slack. Let her have a moment in that spot to be okay. From here I've got options. I can go left or right. I'm going to go to my right, to her left. When she comes around behind me over here, I didn't want her to face up there. When she gets behind me, I'm going to step in front of her and stop her, but I don't want her facing. All I wanted to do right there was stop and stay parallel to me. I'm going to wait a minute here for her head to come down. Bird flew in. She saw that bird, that's why she jumped. Waiting for her to just relax there just a minute. The point I'm trying to get across to her here in the initial stages is that I'm the handler, a person, me. I'm someone she needs to respect. I'm someone that when she does what I want her to do, she's going to find that she gets to rest in that. That's what I call being in the sweet spot. And when she's not in that sweet spot, I'm not going to allow her to just continue doing whatever she wants to do. And so it makes her choices the difficult choice, and my choice is the easy choice. And when she is doing what I want her to do, which is what I call being in my picture, that sets the stage for her to have a good attitude about having a human being call the shots for her. Because it's a different, world, because I've got to speak her language so that she understands in a way that she understands, and that's what we're doing. Now she's kind of, as I'm sitting here talking to you, it was really for her. If give her a little bit of time to kind of relax right there and stand there and come down on earth and be in a better state of mind. Like that. She thought about where she was going to put her feet. She didn't just think about running off. She's thinking about listening to me. Very good. Very good. That's worthy of me coming up here, getting my hands on her, and letting her know that I'm not here to hurt her at all. I'm here that when I do touch her, it's a comforting thing. It's something that she can find comfort when I get close to her. So this is a pretty good platform to build on from here, but we'll let you see this horse from time to time as she goes through her training. She'll be here for a little while, and but this is the first initial contact with me that she's had, and I think it's a pretty good place to build on right there. She didn't stay out there in the land of the spoiled horse. She stepped up. She acknowledged my presence. She got quiet. She got comfortable. So I don't want to take that away from her by doing more right now. I can't ask her to do any better than she's doing right now. So to me, this is a good place to stop.